This week on the channel, we're going to be reviewing The Phantom, issue 1 from Mad Cave Studios. Our cover is done by Freddie Williams II, and let's have a look at this really awesome looking book. Ray Fawkes is the writer, Russell Olson's our artist, letterer is Taylor Esposito, and the cover artist, as I said, is Freddie Williams II. Then we've got all the variant cover artists that we'll have a look at in another video. We start off with the Phantom taking on this other pirate that has flown a aircraft into the jungle. We don't know why, but the Phantom is there. He's about to punch out old mate's lights, which he's already done and thrown overboard. An old person comes out of the darkness and he says, "Hey, don't then go to the Phantom and Diana." Now this is the part where I don't really understand. I don't really like it. Eventually I get over it. Do I? Yes, I do. So the part that I don't really like, and I can understand from other people's points of views as well, because they have the same thing going on as I do. The Phantom showing his eyes. We have it. The Phantom's eyes are shown in the first 3 pages of the story. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? We're into the meat of the story, and then you come back to showing his eyes and talking to Diana. Like, and I can understand from the story point of view, but I just I don't really enjoy having to see the Phantom's eyes in the first 3 pages of the story. I can understand that he's telling an adventure beforehand, and then he comes back and you looking at it, and then he goes and tells the start of the story. I can understand from that point of view because it brings, you want to find out what happens later on. But why do you have to show his eyes why does it have to be on the page in the first 3 pages of the story? Can understand from a reader's point of view, you don't really like it. I'm in that vote, and I'm now moving on because we're starting this story in the jungle. There's this tribe doing whatever it wants, just relaxing, just chillaxing, just going out for a hunt. And the Phantom then is in the Tempest. The Phantom is visiting some of the older chiefs of this village, the Bandar Pygmy tribe, and hanging out with Guran, and then sees this plane roaring, black smoke billowing out of its engine, and its tail, and it's crashed. They go and have a look at it. He's coming back, and who pokes their ugly head out? Yeah, it happens to be the Singh Brotherhood. They come and they want something out of that plane. No one knows where this plane is. They haven't looked hard enough because the jungle is pretty hard to get around, and no one's wanting to really put in the effort to go and find what they want. So they take the tribe under siege. The Phantom's dealing with a few of their so-called tough guys. The leader of the Singh Brotherhood wants to know where his supposed supplies are. Not that great supplies, if you know what I mean. And he's going to take it by force. Taking it by force. And if he doesn't get what he wants, well, then he's going to have like a little tantrum. No, Singh Brotherhood doesn't work by tantrums. No. They go and take everything from the tribe, and then afterwards, they deal with the business, and then they take, if no one wants to give them what they want, then they go for the other option, which is the more deadly option, and taking the tribe as they please. You are now our property. We do not care about your wishes, and we will continue this story to be continued. Ends like that. Yes. You don't know if someone's about going to be getting shot, and that is issue 1. And yeah, I'm like those types of people where I thought there was going to be more to the story. There was going to come more back for more. I thought the story was going to edge up a little bit longer, but no, that's why they get you to buy issue number 2 and 3 and then 4 and then 5. because it's a cliffhanger, Brad. That's how they make their money in getting people to buy the next part of the story, because you want to know what happens. Yeah. You want to know what happens. That's why they make more issues, make more money. That's the frustrating thing about people wanting to make a story and they just chop it in half. They don't get to make we don't get to see what else happens, because then you want to try and they get you to read in the next one and so on and so on. Yeah, that was a little. You get to this part and you feel a little bit of a letdown. Then if you were one of those types of people that had to wait, you could then wait until October. You had to wait until October, or you could have been one of those types of people that really didn't notice the issues that much, and then you end up buying issue 1, issue 2, issue 3 in December, and you get it for Christmas, and then you read all the stories, and then you feel like you need to go and get issue 4 because that's how it rolls. So yeah, that's my take on the story. And then we got the Behind the Mask. It's kind of like a Marvel DC type of thing. You got the designs by Russell Olson. They are cool. I will say they are quite cool, and it's nice that they actually include this kind of stuff in the back of their stories. I guess it gives a little bit juice, flesh it out a little bit more, the book wise. And me looking at the back end of this story, the back end of this book, it just kind of just feels like a Marvel templated type of book. It feels like when you have a look at kind of the Marvel books and the Marvel stories, especially the newer ones, and the newer storylines normally see a lot of ads at the back end, and this just really just feels like a Phantom book in a Marvel templated story, like a Phantom story in a Marvel book, if that makes any sense, because that's how I feel when I've looked at this and I'm now reviewing it. That's how I feel it looks like. We've got the 2040 Phantom Darkest Hour, New Phantom Rises. That's the new web comic book series. We've got also another volume from their Flash Gordon line of comics, because they're not just still in the Phantom, they're also doing Flash Gordon, which is really, really cool. They're also doing the Defenders of the Earth, a new series by them, and that is the back cover of the Mad Cave Studios, The Phantom issue 1. That is Freddie Williams' cover. And, well, that's issue 1 of, I don't know how many there's going to be, but obviously there's going to be a lot. And that is my review of the Mad Cave Studios, The Phantom issue 1. Thank you for watching this review. I know there wasn't really much to review story-wise, because the story got cut halfway through, quarter way through. And as always, keep Phantom Caving, stay safe, and you will see another review of issue number 2 of this series. And I will see you next time on the channel.